What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Planners and Wine. My name is Myra.
And my name is Meg. Welcome back, y'all.
Yay! Welcome back to another week and the last episode of 2023.
I feel like it was just yesterday that it was the last episode of 2022. So I just will never get over how quickly this year has gone by. It's just wild to me.
Yeah, this year has flown by for sure. I mean, month after month, it just seemed like you wake up the next day and it's a whole new month.
I
It's just
know.
this year was a roller coaster.
hmm Yeah. Overall, I feel pretty good about this year. I don't know. I feel like we just learned a lot. I feel like 2023 was a good year of like learning and just figuring a lot of things out, like, personal life wise, business life. I feel like a lot of things just kind of have come together in the form of of life lessons. So definitely grateful for that.
I agree. A lot of learning, but I still respectfully say fuck this year.
That's valid. Your feelings
but
are
there
valid.
but a lot of learning has been learned and it has me
hmm
really hopeful. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to our last episode of 2022 just to kind of see where our mindset was. I don't know. I just like
hmm
to go back and see, but I don't know, it just has me hopeful for 2024 because there was uh, just a lot of learning and a lot of
hmm
lessons throughout this whole year for me, podcast, everything. But I don't know. This year has just been wild. It's been fast. It's been crazy.
hmm
It's just been a wild year.
It has. It really has been a wild year. Yeah. If anything, like if I had to kind of guess how we were feeling at the end of last year versus how we're feeling at the end of this year, I don't know. I feel like last year probably it just felt more positive
Oh,
at
absolutely.
the end. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah, because I
because I
mean, I think
know.
we've already had a lot of prospects of stuff with the podcast early
hmm
on in 2023.
hmm
So I'm sure I was bushy eyed and hopeful a
Yeah,
lot.
and I think
Yeah.
for me, like, I think the main difference between 2022 and 2023, like in it, is like career wise, I think I was in a very, very different place this time last year than I am
Mhm.
this time this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like last year was like very hopeful of things to come, and I feel like I got really fortunate in some areas, but there was some real big letdowns in a lot of areas
Yeah.
too. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm just kind of, I feel like I went into 2023 like very hopeful and optimistic for things to come, like as far as like my career and stuff. And it's like this year I'm going into 2024 like feeling very just like settled and like
Mhm.
comfortable with where I am right now. So that's pretty different feelings, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's totally different. Do you
hmm
have like any career goals or do you set career goals?
Um, yeah, most of my career goals are usually more short term than long term because I just know how I am and how I've been with my career like thus far for the past 10 years. It's like it's just ever like changing and evolving like what I want long term. So I really just
Mhm.
don't focus too much on that. I just focus on like short term stuff like what do I want to do in my, current position? What, courses do I want to take? What how do I want to, grow in this role? What other things I want to pursue like in this role? That's kind of where I am right now, more so than like getting into the next role. You know what I'm saying? Because I just got into this
Mhm.
role that I'm in now, like within the
Yeah.
past couple of months. So I'm still just trying to grow and figure stuff out in this role. And then, I'm just gonna see what happens. But I feel like I said, I feel very content. I feel very, very content with where I am right now.
Yeah, I don't set career goals because I don't
Mm-hmm.
trust corporate.
Well, that too. That's
But
valid.
I don't know, I feel like there's always a lot of pressure like at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the year they have these, what they call it?
Like OKRs or
Yeah.
like yeah,
Yeah,
like
and I feel like
different
there's
type
a
of goals and stuff.
there's a lot of pressure to be like, okay, in 5 years, here's where I see myself with this company. And it's like, but y'all need to know if y'all land me off tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to,
That's the corporate gaslighting. I feel like that
yeah,
happens
it's
because they
ridiculous.
set you up for that type of stuff, and then they be like, actually, we don't actually Need you for even one more year. So
Yeah.
have a great
I'm
life.
glad I kinda learned that early on in my
Yeah.
career too, because it's always heartbreaking to see people, like, figure it out and
Hmm.
because like,
A
they
lot of
probably ain't gonna
people
listen to this.
learn the hard way.
Yeah, yeah, it has some people. My mom's friend got laid off from a big bank after 25 years of being there,
No way.
and yeah, and I feel like they are, like, just now learning the lesson, like, they don't care. He kinda had this, like, image that he'll be fine and stuff like that, and just they don't care.
If 25 years somewhere doesn't give you job security, then literally nothing
Nothing
will.
nothing
Because I
will,
had always
yeah.
kind of had the outlook that, the newest in are the first out. So when it
Yeah,
comes to
for sure.
layoffs and stuff, if you only been there 6 months to a year, you probably on the chopping block. Whereas people
Mhm,
who've been there for years and years probably got less to worry about. But if somebody who's been there for 25 years could get laid off, that is, I mean, and then like trying to start over and get a new job when you're, he's probably in his like 40s or 50s, if not a little bit older, and having to
mhm.
compete with these people fresh out of college who will take,
It's
any salary
overwhelming.
thrown
Yeah,
at them. That's horrible. Like
yeah,
that is
it
horribly tough.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, all that to say, I don't set them, but
Yeah.
I think I have the same, idea as you. Like I don't have like this dream job or,
Mhm.
like this,
Mhm.
straight trajectory and, maybe 5 years down the road I want to try something else.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's hard to really set goals long term.
Yeah, for me, it's just always been about where am I happy and what am I happy doing?
Mhm.
And it's like if I'm happy in a job or if I'm happy in an industry, then I'm okay to stay in it for a while. And when I'm not happy, then I'm going to explore. Like I'm not just going to sign up to be unhappy until I retire. Like I'm just not going to do
Yeah.
that. And if as long as it's within my power, and I feel like I've been very, very like privileged and lucky to be able to, move industries and things like that when I've for the most part wanted to, and it's been mostly within my control. For as long as I'm able to control it and my family is still good, then I'm gonna, go where the happiness is. And I think
Mhm.
another thing good that comes to me about like not really having like long-term career goals is because like you said, like my I don't really I don't really believe in a dream job because it's like
Well,
I'm
dream of
just
labor.
not. I don't dream of labor, and it's just like I feel like some people are like more like career oriented people, and some people are more like family or personal life oriented. And I feel like I'm just always been just like just way more family oriented. Not that there's anything wrong with being really career driven and career focused or
Mhm.
whatever, but it's just like the end of the day, my priority is going to be myself and my family. And I'll be happy. I'm happy in my career right now. I hope to always be happy in my career. I'm always going to seek happiness in my career, but I really try to put more time and energy into my home life and my family life, and that's just what I just care about the most. And like I said, no shade to anybody who feels different or driven by different things, but that's just what
Yeah.
I'm driven by. So it's like even when I'm thinking about like where my family is now compared to this time last year, it's not different. It's not much different because it's always a priority, and it's always something that is being, worked on and focused on, and we're always going to be good. And if we're not, I'm gonna make sure we are. So I don't know,
Yeah.
just thoughts.
Yeah. No, I agree. I feel like I am more self-driven,
Mm-hmm.
family-driven, versus career. Because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times, like, I've had jobs where I felt like I enjoyed the job itself. The job was easy. The people I
Yeah.
work with were great. The money was shit, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And sometimes you just have to move on from that,
Mm-hmm.
s- to for the ultimate goal of like my family and the way I want to
Mm-hmm.
live and how comfortably I want to live. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
corporate is interesting. And I appreciate having this conversation with you because try having this
Mm-hmm.
conversation with boomer grandparents.
I don't. I just don't. I just because we just not, and I don't want to make like a blanket statement against all boomers,
My boomer
but my
grandparents. Oh
boomers
yeah.
in my life, because for me
Mhm.
it's not even boomer grandparents, it's boomer parents. My dad is a boomer, so
Mm,
I just yeah,
that has
just
to be really tough.
it's like it's weird because it's like my dad is he is technically a boomer, but he really does have a lot of like more like millennial ideas and perspectives about another things. And like when we talk about stuff, he does listen. But I just know there are certain things that we're just never going to be on the same page about. And I just don't even, I
Don't
focus
even
on the things
argue
that
with
we
it.
agree
Yeah.
with and not the things that we, disagree with,
Yeah.
because I just, I don't
And
want to,
honestly,
I don't care that much. It's not that big of a deal.
yeah,
I don't
certain
feel
things,
like
yeah.
I have to force everybody in my life to feel the way I feel about everything. So I'm just like, and they're not gonna force me to feel how they feel about everything either. So
Yeah.
it's
I
just a
feel like
fun factor.
minds are open to the conversation, but sometimes it's difficult to I don't want to change your opinion. I just
Yeah.
want us to be able to understand where each other is coming from. And that's the
Hmm.
part that's like very frustrating to me because it's I don't think they really understand.
That is just so different
Yeah.
for us
It's yeah.
now. It's very, very, very different for us now. So I don't know. So how are we feeling about the podcast compared to at the end of last year? Again, we're probably gonna go back and listen to that last episode. We probably should have did
Mhm.
that before this,
Yeah.
but this is kind of like an off the cuff conversation.
Yeah.
How are we feeling?
Um I do like the trajectory of the podcast. I think it's a
Hmm.
natural progression to move away from just solely planner podcasts. I mean, honestly, we never were just solely planner podcasts. That's kind of
Hmm.
the stitch of
That's the
planners and
thing.
wine is that we're more than just planners. But I think
Hmm.
we've made a concerted effort to open up our horizons, and it has made recording a lot more enjoyable.
Hmm.
I think we get a lot more of our personality in the show.
Hmm.
um, and I don't think that was something that we were, like, actively considering this time last year.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. And I feel like people, because I know everybody is not super happy with the change that we made with the podcast, or some of the change that we made with podcasts this year. But at the same time, like, one, like you said, we have never been a podcast solely focused on what planet are you using. It's always had a
Mhm.
lot of, you know, current events and politics and what's going on in the world. And we always just kind of shrank those topics to just what's going on in the planner community. And it's
Yeah.
I feel like the main change this year is that we have just opened it up to what's going on in the broader world outside
Mhm.
of that. And it's just like, as the planner community has changed, the show is going to change. To be honest, it's not as many, dramas or things like that even going on in the planner community as it was when we started in 2020. Not
Mhm.
by a long shot.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? Because I
Yeah.
feel like most of the people have got on board with the changes that needed to be made in the planner community, and the people who didn't, we're not we're not worried about them. We definitely not making a show for them. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole point
Yeah.
of the show forever couldn't be for us to, use our platform to educate, people who may or may not even care about what we're talking about. And it's like that's not
Mhm.
our job. We did it because we wanted to at the time. And once we felt like we had done enough of that, we wanted to move on to the things that we enjoyed. Like it was so stressful to me in like 2020 and 2021 when every single week it was something, like race related or something like that going on that we talked about. Like it was stressful. It was very, very stressful to talk about heavy things like that all the time, you
Yeah, and
know?
I think a lot of people this is a majority white women community, like, that's just a fact.
Yeah.
It's easy for those people to want to hear those conversations and not be attached to it, like, you have a degree
Because
of
they're not living it.
separation. Yeah,
Yes.
you're not living it
Yes.
when we are living it and having to have
Hmm.
the conversation, and it's just overwhelming and hard and just it's
It's
stressful, like you said.
emotional
Yeah, it's
labor,
draining.
and
Yeah,
obviously, like I said, like nobody asked us to do it. Nobody told us to do it. We did it because we wanted to. But
yeah,
once we didn't want to anymore, we're not going to. Like it's that
yeah,
simple. And it's not to say like if things don't come up, then we won't talk about it.
for
But
sure.
I just didn't feel the need for us to have a show that was focused on that every single week for
Mhm,
multiple years because like I said, it got draining. It just got not super fun. A lot of like not great things came from all that too, which a lot of people didn't see. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? And so we just had to do what made us happy. And I can honestly say, like, the show that we make now makes me happy. It doesn't feel like a burden. Obviously, sometimes we're like tired or we got other stuff going on, but it's like the show is not, like I said, it doesn't feel like a burden. And I feel like at one point it started to. It truly did. It truly, truly did. And I felt like either we were going to change it or we weren't going to do the show no more.
Yeah, not to
It just
mention,
couldn't continue.
yeah, the amount of people who would reach out, like find stuff to send to us to like kind of have us be the mouthpiece on is, I don't know. I'm sure people mean well, but when you are sending us articles and stuff about, you know,
Hmm.
racism and controversial stuff and, having us talk about it when you
Yeah.
have your own platform that you can talk about it and express, it's just,
Yeah. Or
it's too
even
much.
looking to us to be, the faces and the voices of the entire like black community, not only of the planner community, but of the world, because we might be the only black people that they even know. Like
Yeah.
that's too much. That's too much. And
Mhm.
nobody no like and from jump, like we have tried to only be speaking from our perspective. I think that a lot of people in the community, a lot of black women in particular in the community felt similarly to how we
Mhm.
felt. And if they didn't, they had their own platforms that they can say something different on, and that's totally fine. But we tried our best to only speak from our experience and our perspective. So it's just like if you're coming to me asking, as a non-black person asking, well, how should I deal with this? How should I feel about that? I don't know.
Y'all,
That's
that's
my
weird.
answer.
That's so
Like
weird
I
to come
don't
to a
know.
marginalized person and being like, how should I handle this? Like that is just weird. It's emotional labor.
Yeah,
It's
it's
really weird.
emotional labor. Exactly. And like I said, like we are fine to do that and talk about things when we want to, but it's just like at the end of the day, like
Yeah.
it's our show and we can't let other people dictate who we are and what we used to use our platform for. So we changed it. And like I said, I'm very happy with it. I'm very content with it. Y'all know I love pop culture. I love reality TV. I love the things we talk about. I even love the planner stuff that we talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like it just feels more like us because we never set out to be, activists. There are tons of activists online, tons of people that you could seek for information and things like that. And we always were just like, we just are just two, black women moms, and we're just talking about things that we care about, you know?
Yeah. Not the planner activist.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's just all we doing
Yeah.
is just speaking the truth. I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
ain't, you never, like you said, set out to be activists. That has never
Mm-hmm.
been, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, the planner community has changed and there's just not as much stuff, at least from our perspective, to talk about. And I know there are people who think there is, or in their world there is. Y'all start podcasts and talk about
Make
it.
your own podcast.
There we
Make your
go.
own
Like,
YouTube video. Yeah.
start a
Yeah.
podcast. I will probably
Cause
listen to it. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, I support you. I totally support you doing that. And it's like the thing that we did when we started is we saw a need in the community to, to talk about certain things. And so we feel that. So if you feel like by us not talking about certain things, we're leaving a void, you can fill that void.
That is well said. That is well said.
Yep.
This podcast was never going to be, here's this release. And I
Mm-hmm.
think maybe people thought that, but I feel we've never
No.
presented this podcast that
I
way.
mean, we've
So
always talked about them, but it's within the
yeah.
context of a lot of other
Yeah, for
stuff
sure.
too.
Yeah. But yeah,
So,
fill that void if you think that's something
mm-hmm.
you're in need of. There's lots of blogs. The Planner Wire does that.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody like actually on our YouTube channel a few days ago asked like where can they learn about all the planner conference in the community, and I sent
Mm-hmm.
them over there. Like there's other places if that's what you're looking for, or if it's not scratching that itch, do it
Yeah.
yourself.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed. I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm glad we had like I said, this wasn't even in the show notes. It was just kind of off the cuff. Like I'm glad we had a moment to just kind of reflect on this year, and maybe toward the end of the episode we can talk about some things we're looking forward to as far as like the podcast and things like that into the next year.
For sure. That's why this podcast is so great.
Period.
I'm
And on
totally
that note,
biased, but yeah.
we're going to take a quick break and we will be back to recap the planner community happenings of 2023. Alrighty, y'all. So we are back and let's get into our 2023 recap of the planner community. So if y'all listened to last week's episode, we recapped all the big crazy things that happened in pop culture. And so we wanted a whole separate episode to really focus on this community that we, love most of the time. Just talking about some high points from that. So first thing I want to talk about is the Happy Planner Ambassador Program. We talked about this on one of our first episodes of 2023, like in January or whatever. And I think that is when it was like freshly announced. But the whole thing in 2022 was what's going on with the Happy Planner Squad. They didn't do applications in like July, August like they normally do. They didn't say anything about it. Like, what's up with that? Never really heard anything, but then they rolled out this Happy Planner ambassador situation, which kind of seemed like hints of the whole old squad, but then it kind of had like notes of the EC squad type of situation. It seemed like kind of more of a combination to where it wasn't like a defined list of people, but it was just more ambiguous as far as who they would be working with. Now that we are kind of at the end of the year, and we kind of, like I said, we had all these thoughts about what it was going to be. Now that we saw what it was, like, what do you think about the Happy Planner Ambassador Program? Do you think it was a good move? Do you think they should have stuck with the squad? Do you think they should have just had nothing? Like, what do you think?
I mean, it's basically squad light. I mean, they only accepted people that was on the squad before. So from what I know, I don't
They
know
had a
everything.
couple of new people, but the thing was, every single release, a lot of former squad people were the primary people getting the boxes, where they would change it up as far as who of the new people got stuff, but it was very consistent that like former squad members always got the stuff. So like you said, it was kind of given squad light with a few new people kind of sprinkled in every now and then.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I do feel like the old squad should have gone away, so that was a good move. I don't know. I just think this is something as a placeholder for that. Like, I don't think they intend to put any more effort into it. It's just we knew we had to get rid of that old squad model. Here's something new. Because I mean, from what I see, I hardly ever see anybody new. I think the first, like right after the ambassador program, there's a few people that were new, and I feel like they had to fight to get that.
Yeah, they did.
But yeah, ever since then, I've seen the same faces. So it's just a placeholder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel like the reason why Happy Planner got rid of the squad in the first place, I feel like it was just more drama in the community than what it was probably worth to them with, with Stephanie and then Hannah not being around anymore. And then also, I feel like they felt like they didn't really need the squad anymore because Happy Planner is so huge and so beyond the planner community now, which very fair. I don't really think they needed it anymore, but I think the reason why they tried to tap this ambassador thing, I feel like they probably felt like it was, lower stakes, not as big of a commitment as the squad, looks better on paper to a lot of people who have criticisms of the squad setup. And also it was just kind of keeping like a foot in the door for them with the planner community. Because without the squad, they really just didn't have much of a connection to the planner community anymore.
For sure.
So yeah, I don't know. I would hope. I hadn't even heard anything about the ambassador program lately. I don't know if they still have it. I don't even know if it's still going on.
It up. They still have it. You can apply it anytime. Honestly, it looks very similar to any other brand that has like an affiliate program, basically what it is.
Yeah.
They kill me with this organic and paid content, as if paid content isn't organic too, but okay.
Very weird. Do they still have financial consideration on there?
I think the organic word is that financial consideration.
Okay.
Which I don't know who wrote this, because like to put organic or paid makes it seem like
either
If
or,
you're
like you
getting
can't.
paid, you're not organically making the content. But I mean,
Yeah, it's weird.
yeah.
It's very
I
weird.
wouldn't use that choice of words, but not
Yeah,
my business. But
yeah.
yeah, it's still there. I think, like you said, this was a way for them to keep a foot into
Mhm.
the planner community, but also look very similar to other brands. So maybe they can branch out to other influencers,
Mhm.
lifestyle, organizations, people that aren't in the planner community, but
Mhm.
still in the realm of planner niche or whatever. But
Yeah.
I don't think they, revolutionize anything at all.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. It just seems like it's more of the same. And y'all know we have our feelings about, affiliate programs and marketing and things like that, and these ambassador programs. I think that they, when done well, I think that they can be really great.
Hmm.
But when done poorly or half-assed, then I think they're not so great. So I don't know. I don't know if the ambassadors program was a fully, at least I think it was a fleshed out idea. I don't think the execution was great. Because like we said, like if y'all are just going to literally still just send 90% of your boxes or whatever to the people who was just on the Happy Planner squad, what's the point? That whole, I thought the whole point was to work with more people and to open it up and to not be so exclusive. And it's like it still literally kept that same level of exclusivity, in my opinion. So if you were on the ambassador program and you had a good experience with it, definitely reach out, let us
And not a
know.
squad member.
Yeah, y'all a little biased. I'm sorry.
Y'all a little biased, y'all know.
Y'all a little biased, yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Especially, yeah, if you got 8 out of 10 boxes this year, maybe don't.
of course you have a positive experience.
Maybe
Like,
don't.
I mean, it is what it is. Like, it's no shade to you at
Right.
all,
It's
but
not. It's definitely
we
not.
have to be realistic with it. But yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, I bet they was just like, it's just not, the squad is just not worth it after everything
Hmm.
from Wild 2022. The way I wouldn't have any program after all that,
I know.
but
I know. It was a
they had to
lot.
do what they had to do.
It was a lot. It
I
was a
wouldn't have
lot.
shit with
Yeah. So
nothing.
we will see what the next year holds for the Happy Planner Ambassador program. But yeah, this ain't it. They definitely missed the mark on this one for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Happy Planner is not for the community,
Mm-mm.
and that's fine.
Yep.
That's fine.
Yep. Exactly. All right. So the next thing we want to talk about is EC ending the seasonal surprise box. So y'all know we have definitely been very, very critical on this podcast of the seasonal surprise box. It has just always been very hit or miss, but more misses than hits is what I would honestly say about it. So what do we think about them finally just putting the kabuts
The nail
uh,
in the coffin.
on the seasonal surprise box? Were we
Yeah.
surprised, and how do we feel about it?
I wouldn't say surprise. I feel like it was a natural progression.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think one, people are just not really into mystery things right now. Like, we want to know what we're buying. We want to know it's a good value. Also, I don't feel like it was the best of value
Mm-hmm.
for like the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I just feel like it was a natural thing. I do like that now they are showing you and they have like different type of collections that you can kind
Mm-hmm.
of pick from. So I do like that. I just think the wave of planner community, the world, like we want to see what we're buying. Like the
Yeah.
whole mystery box thing just isn't it anymore.
Agreed. Agreed. I think it was a good move for them to get rid of the seasonal surprise box. I feel like it was so unnecessary. Like we just had a lot of unnecessary products in there. I think if they
Hmm.
were able to make it a lot more just like functional, that would be good. But then functional is going to be so different to so many different people. Like
Yeah.
their idea of what functionality is, that was just a hard thing to do. So I definitely appreciate that they were willing to evolve and
Hmm.
let something that was no longer working or no longer serving the majority of their audience go. I know a lot of the girls were feeling some type of way about it, but now that it's gone, I ain't heard nothing else about
They
it.
were.
So the people are over it. Yeah, I think when the initial announcement came out, some people weren't happy about it.
Well, I mean,
That's
I,
how everything is.
yeah, yeah. Some people just don't like to move on and
Mm-hmm.
evolve. Like it was time, and I get it if you're sad about it, if that was your thing and you really love them. But I think, you know, from a business standpoint, it had to take a lot of time to curate. It
Mm-hmm.
had to take a lot of manpower to curate, and if there was no return on investment with the sales,
Mm-hmm. It had to
just
go.
yeah, had to go.
Had to go. But yeah, I agree. I think the curated boxes are a lot better, especially for like people who are newer to EC and might not know like what they like, what they want to use, or it kind of
Hmm.
gives them like a taste of a few things without like a huge investment. So I
Yeah,
think I think it was a good change. I definitely think it was a good change.
yeah, for sure. I think it's like you said, a good way to get a taste of EC without
Hmm.
all the money, and then they make good gifts too.
They do make good kills.
But yeah, I think it was time. It was time.
Hmm.
When did we do that first live? Was that 2021? We did the live. I think it was with the
I think
ornaments.
yeah, either 2020 or 2021. I really did not remember which holiday season it was going into. But the live is still there on our
Yeah.
Instagram.
Mm, yeah. Yeah. What a
Yeah.
time.
And
But
I
yeah.
was that the last season surprise box that we got?
No, we did another one. I think that was spring, maybe
Oh,
summer, and we had the same
uh-huh.
results. And that was 2 years later. So
Yeah.
it was the last box, actually. We got the very last season of surprise
It
box. Yeah.
was. It was. Yeah. Mm,
No improvement, but
no, we weren't.
yeah.
We weren't. Like I said, some people really loved it, or they said they really loved it, and you know how that goes. And
So yeah, some of
yeah,
these creators got to stop lying, especially
hmm
with a company like EC. Like they want the feedback.
they want the feedback and they listen to the feedback.
Yeah, like you
Yeah,
lying. Like you just be honest. You're gonna get the next collab. Like you don't have to lie.
I know.
I
I
promise
know.
you, you don't. But okay.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So let's get into some. Because to be honest, can you think of any things like company specific or product specific, not planner conference related, that like big that happened this year? I really could not find anything else that was like I felt like was like pretty big.
Not specific. No,
Hmm.
none that I can think of. Only thing I can think of is like maybe some shops pulling back or closing, but
There was a
I
lot of
could
those.
yeah,
Yeah. And I don't
yeah,
even want to put them on blast.
yeah.
If
I
you
just think
know,
this
type of
year
thing.
with the planner community has been a lot of transitions.
Yes, for a lot of
So
people. Hmm.
yeah, for sure.
Agreed, agreed. But yeah, let's get into some planner conferences. So we started this year attending Planner Memory Social in Atlanta, Georgia in January, beginning of this year. We were speakers there and it was so much fun. It was a Harry Potter themed conference for this year. Honestly, I would not mind them just keeping the Harry Potter theme going forever because it was so much fun. But I
Absolutely.
know when they change it up, it's going to be very cute and very fun. But we had an absolute blast. It was so cool.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we would love it to be Harry Potter every year. But I
Mhm.
really love the idea of having the theme and everybody getting into it and, having the
Mhm.
speakers kind of be around that theme. Like it was really, really a good time.
We were the professors for the defense of the dark arts, and there's nothing that's been more accurate than that. Come on. Come on.
I mean, it makes sense.
That was so on point. That was so
We didn't ask for that, by the way.
we did not ask for that. It just
It
made
just
sense.
naturally happened. It
It
made
just
sense.
made sense. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was our first conference that we had gone to outside of Go Wild. Also, so no,
Like
besides
work
Chicago
at.
Planner Conference. Okay, so we
Yeah.
went to Chicago Planner Conference. So it's like Chicago Planner Conference is like medium size. Go
Hmm.
Wild is like huge, and then this conference is smaller. So this was like our first like legit like small conference
Yeah.
that we've gone to, and it was so amazing. Like to be able to like talk and interact with most of the people there because it was
Hmm.
on a small scale. It still had like 100 people, so it wasn't like tiny, but
Yeah, for
it
sure.
was a smaller conference, and it was just so much fun. The attention to detail, the tables, the shops that came out and sponsored. It was a really, really good time. So shout out to D. Like, I'm so
Mhm.
happy that we went to that conference, and it was just a great way to start out this year of going to so many different planner events. It was just such a fun weekend, short and sweet, and I really, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah. One of my faves this year.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
biased because it was Harry Potter, but I just like you said, I love that it was such a smaller event. We had a way to kinda connect a little
Mhm.
bit more with not only everybody at the conference, but just with each other. Like,
Yeah.
we just don't get a chance to really, like, sit down and kinda be, like, with our friends and actually be
Mhm.
a part of the conference, in most cases, and this was kinda the first time that we really did that on top of, like, working as well, and it was really cool.
It was. And I loved speaking there. It was really good. It was very low pressure because of how we kind of did ours is we just made it interactive with the audience. You know, we asked them questions, we answered questions. It was really very conversational. It was not us like talking at anybody because that's
Mhm.
not our thing. We're very
Yeah.
conversational people. I don't think we either one of us prefer to just be like talking to anybody as far as like a speech or anything like that goes.
Mhm.
But it was really cool, really interactive. Everybody seemed to really enjoy it. And there were some crafts that we got to make afterwards and shopping. I think the shopping was one of my favorite parts of it. I love being able to do that at a planner conference. And it was just a good time. Such a good time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Loved it.
Loved it. The next big thing that happened is that CPC made its return. Chicago Planner Conference had not had a conference since 2020, right before the
Mhm.
pandemic, when we got to go that February. And they made their return in 2023. And I'm not going to lie, I was nervous for them. I was very
Absolutely, yeah.
I didn't know how this was gonna go because I feel like after so much time off, and not only were they off that whole time, we didn't
They
hear a
kinda went
word
radio
from
silence.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't hear
Yeah.
anything from them. There was really no activity on their Instagram account that I saw. I don't know if they have a Facebook page, if that might have been more active or whatever, but I didn't really see any activity from them. So I was pleasantly surprised when they came back, but I was just cautiously optimistic for how it
Mhm.
was going to go. That is one factor that led into us choosing not to go to CPC and to go to a different planner conference instead, which we would definitely talk about that one too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to see how it went, and it seems like it went very well. The people who went seemed like they had a great time. I
Yeah,
believe they
tickets sold out
sold
really quickly.
out
Yeah.
within like an hour or two of the tickets being in sale. So I know a lot of people in Chicago were super excited to have it come back. Some people still traveled in and went. It was at the same hotel that it was in 2020, which is great. They were able to, maintain that relationship.
Mhm.
And I would definitely love to go to CPC in the future. My only issue is it being in November because it was literally snowing that week. And I would
Mhm.
have been hella nervous about flight delays and things like that. Like having conferences in the winter time or, late fall, winter
Yeah,
is very, very dicey, especially in a place like Chicago. So
for sure. Yeah, yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that maybe this November date was because they came back and kinda had to snack what they
good.
could,
Yeah.
yeah. So hopefully, even honestly, February was kinda dicey.
It was. Yeah, it was.
But
February, it snowed when we were there. It didn't stick, but I remember being
yeah, it
outside and
was
it
it was
literally
cold.
snowing.
Mhm.
It was very cold. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with everything you said. Was definitely a bit nervous. I think more so because of the radio silence. Like, I
that's what
wish
it
they didn't have
was.
did that because
Yeah.
um I was still a part of the ticket holder group and I would, hop in Facebook and every, few months or so,
hmm
somebody be like, hey, we coming back, any updates? And I mean,
Nothing.
little to nothing. Yeah.
hmm
So yeah, I mean, totally the reason why I was skeptical, but it sold out, looked like it went
hmm
off without a hitch. Folks said they had a good time, so I'm definitely glad to hear that and hoping that they, continue every year as they did before.
Yeah, I hope so too. And I also hope they make it in like September, October, because I love the fall for a planner conference, just not late fall. So I think in like September, October will be really, really good. But we'll see.
Mhm.
We shall see. Next up, obviously, we got to talk about Go Wild in Washington. We got to go to Washington, D.C. this year for Go Wild. We got there a couple of days early so we could do some sightseeing
Mhm.
and some tours and stuff. Just go see the African American History Museum. It was so, I mean, those first couple of days where we just got to just go around and do stuff was so much fun. And DC is literally like the perfect museum city. I mean, it has
Yeah.
all the museums. The vast majority, if not all of them, are free. Just such a good time. Such a good time. And the monument tour that we went on was so much fun. And the weather really was not bad. It
Mhm.
was a little chilly, but it was not like DC cold. How we know that DC can be super cold.
Yeah. Plus, it was
Yeah.
no doors or windows, so as driving, it was a little bit colder than just standing
Mm-hmm.
around.
But
But
it was better than
yeah,
walking. Better than trying to walk
absolutely,
that
yeah,
tour. I was not gonna do
yeah. We were definitely in our tourist bag, but we
that.
had an amazing
Mm-hmm.
time though. It was really fun.
So much fun. And
Yeah.
then going into Go Wild, that conference room was just so epic. It was just so
Mhm.
beautiful. Getting to be in there, and all the speakers and the events that took place. It was so good. It was so much fun. I love this year's
Yeah.
Go Wild. It was really a time.
That ballroom was everything. Like
Mm-hmm.
just yeah. Oh, yeah. It was really, really good.
Really
Really good.
good. Really good. I think reflecting on it, I'm trying to feel like I'm trying to figure out my favorite speaker, and Frank from Post Secrets is a very close second to Renee Elise Goldsberry. I really feel like my life got changed. Seeing her on that stage, I just love her so much. And the fact that she like sang Hamilton with us, oh my God. Like if I would have missed that, I would be so mad. Like we talk about the go outs that we missed in the past that we were pissed that we
Mhm.
missed out on. If I would have missed out on her in that moment, I don't think I would have ever got over it. I don't think I would ever got over it. So that was it just made my whole life. And then we got to meet her.
Mhm.
So sweet, so
She's super
nice.
sweet.
Like genuinely, and it wasn't just okay, take a picture and move along. Like she literally like talked to us,
Yeah,
like had
try to connect, yeah.
conversations. They asked you people where they're from and all these type of things. Like it was, she was perfect. Like
Mhm.
sign Renee up for every year, but I know she busy.
Yeah.
But I love her.
Yeah, she's so kind. I love that she, really wanted to connect with us as an audience.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, like you said, even singing and all that. Yeah, it was epic. I love seeing
Yes.
Amy Tangerine being like, "Picture me.
Yes.
I can't believe this
No,
is
literally.
happening." Like, I
Literally.
love seeing y'all enjoyment. Like, I didn't have the connection,
Yeah.
so but I love seeing y'all
Not from
enjoyment. I think
you
it's so
left, you had the connection though, because you got it.
absolutely.
You
Yeah.
got it. She's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Frank was first for me though.
Of
But I
course.
think I was just emotionally drained, and I don't feel like I've cried as much as I did during that session the rest of this year.
I don't I don't think you have either. I do not think you have either. You were a puddle. You
Yeah,
were a
somebody has some
puddle.
footage somewhere. It's
Yes.
probably somebody profile picture of me in their phone.
Oh my God. Stop it. Stop it. That was so good. Yeah. Frank really, oh, those stories that he shared, I mean, they really just kind of hit you. They hit you. And I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, Wild has an app because he was in the Lum Lounge or something at some point this year. Am I remember this
He's
wrong?
coming
Or
back.
he's
Yeah.
confirmed. Yeah, he
He's
is
confirmed, yeah.
confirmed for next year. And
Yeah,
I
so if
just
you missed it
know he's gonna have so many because like if you don't know anything about Post Secrets, definitely do your research because I didn't know
Mhm,
anything about Post Secrets before him, and just the stories and the moments that people share and how they open up to him is just so amazing. And like he's not, and he's only sharing things that people want to be shared,
mhm.
but just how
And they're
hilarious
all
some of those
anonymous.
stories for yeah were, and like how sad and just heartbreaking some of the stories were.
Yeah.
It was so good. It was so good.
Yeah, I've been keeping all of my, voicemails from
Mm-hmm.
all my people now since
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah, because my
Look,
people, I got boomers. They
yeah,
still be leaving voicemails, telling me who they are
literally.
as if I don't have their phone number saved.
Because
But
what
I
he
keep them.
told, what is in the story? He told her like somebody's grandmother leaving them voicemail or
Hmm.
singing happy birthday or something like
He has
that.
like a happy birthday thing on their
And that was
voicemail.
so crazy that he said that because I literally was like, did I write this post secret? Because literally, like my grandmother, she passed away in 2021, and I
Mm.
still have a voicemail from her that she left for one of my birthdays where she was singing me happy birthday, and I literally listen to it every year on my birthday still. And it's like the fact that he had a story like that. All of a sudden, I was like, everybody's grandma was doing this. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Period. I love that for us
Boomers ain't
because
with
we
that one.
still have it. We still
Yeah.
have that. And it's
Yeah.
just so special. It's so special.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely keep
Uh,
keep that. But
yes. I love Frank.
I
I
just
love
love it
Frank.
so much. And I'm
Yeah.
excited to see him
Mm-hmm.
again. And like you
Me
said,
too.
there's so many post secrets. There's no way it's gonna be the same.
We're not going to hear the
Yeah.
same story twice.
Mm-mm.
We are not going to hear the same story twice. And honestly, even if we did, I wouldn't be mad at it because I guarantee you it's going to hit just as hard. And there are going to be so many people who are new there
Yeah.
who are going
To
to get to
connect with it.
experience it.
And I won't
So
have to
good.
cry.
I think you're still going to cry.
Yeah, probably.
I think you're still going to cry.
Especially if it's day 2, because by the end I'm an emotional wreck and probably only going
Yo,
off of 4 hours of sleep.
day two so tough. Day two is
So
so tough. Oh my gosh. And it's such a wave of emotions because it's like you're so tired, especially if you get there at the beginning of the week and you got so much
mhm.
stuff going on. But then you're sad because you don't want it to end. But you need it to end because your body physically can't take
Cannot
anymore.
take it anymore. Yeah.
But you don't want it to end and you don't want to have to say goodbye to all your people and stuff because none of us live in the same state. So it's just
Yeah.
a big goodbye until the next
Yeah.
time.
A
But
long family reunion for
I
sure.
know, so good. Oh, and they had a new format to Wild Crop this year where
Mhm.
people had to, I think, was it like the week before? I think leading into Go Wild, you had to like get on the app and sign up for which breakout
Yeah.
class you wanted at Wild Crop. I really like that format. I really did not mind that format at all. I know some people were kind of in their feelings because they didn't get in the breakout that they
Mhm.
wanted, but they had like an open breakout in the conference room and there were like some really great giveaways and stuff like that in
Yeah,
there,
it
so
was
it was
lit.
still
DJ and
so much
everything.
going on.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it really, there was no bad rooms to end up in.
for
And
sure.
honestly, going into next year, I care way less about which one I end up in because I know I'm gonna be happy no matter what. I know I'm gonna have fun, no matter what. And I hope that other people are able to kind of go into it with a similar mindset that I promise, even if you don't get your first or second choice, you're gonna have fun. I promise you will.
Yeah. The only thing I know is money. I know it costs. I just wish there were mics set up in the breakout rooms
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, you basically had to just sit there in silence in order for everybody else to hear, which,
100%.
is fine. But also, like,
Mhm.
a part of the excitement is to be able to do, what we're doing with the people around us and being able
Yeah.
to talk.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
yeah, that's my only thing. I did
Mhm.
enjoy it though. I do like that. But I'm
Mhm.
with you. I don't think I would. If Tisa do it again, then I probably would want to do
I
Tisa's
mean,
again.
obviously, Tisa. But yeah,
Yeah.
I would love to do
Yeah.
Tisa's. But if I didn't end up at Tisa's, I would be like,
It'll be
I'll be like,
fine.
okay,
Yeah.
I'll be okay. Like, yeah, it will be fine because everybody's was really, really good. I think having the mics and also having like some type of screen or something to kind of like show what they're doing, I think would be really good
Mm,
too. Once again, you never know if they're able to have the resources or the technology to do that, but just definitely some things that would improve it. But it was
for
a lot of
sure.
fun, and obviously the parties are probably one of my favorite parts, if not my favorite part of Go Wild. The welcome party is a freaking blast with karaoke and everything. I still want y'all to stop picking slow songs, but that's neither here nor there. You know
I
what I'm
wish you could
saying?
do lip sync so people don't lose their
Yeah.
voices.
Yeah, that would be nice.
It'd be a little bit more entertaining. I
You
gotta
think lip
perform
syncing would
instead of
be
singing.
you think lip syncing would be better?
For
I
me.
don't know.
For me, because
No.
I don't think majority of the planner community is freaking crazy like me.
Yeah, you're
Like, they
definitely
just wanna get
crazy.
up there and stand, sing their
Yeah.
song, and leave. Like me,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
it's time to turn up.
you gotta have personality to lip sync for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
I think
that's true.
maybe they could give the girls a choice. Like you can either do karaoke or you can lip sync. So people who are a better fit for lip syncing can do that, or people who really want to get up there and sing their heart out can do that. I think that would be
Yeah.
cool. I'm doing neither because my voice loves to leave me in the dust during Go Wild. So I will be in the crowd hyping you up. That's what I do best. That's what
I
I'm
will be
always
doing
do.
either.
Yeah, I will be doing either. But it is so fun to watch.
It
And
is
like I
fun.
said, I just want the girls to stop picking slow songs, but it's not gonna happen.
Pick
It's not
Church
gonna
Girl or
happen.
something. Like that's a mix of slow and
It's a
fast.
fun song. It's a very fun song. But no,
Look,
some
nobody
people,
listens to us
you
though.
know, some of the girls want to act like it's the American Idol audition and like Randy and Simon and Paula in the back waiting to sign. So I'm gonna let them live. I'm gonna let them live. Go Out is all about letting other people live, and that's what I'm gonna do. It's fine. It's
Yeah, it's
not my
fine.
preference,
Yeah. Just
but it's
clap once
fine.
it's over, and we move on.
Exactly. Which is why playing Jamma is really my jam. Okay. Open bar. Okay. No slow music.
No
It just
slow
it
music.
gives every time.
It
And
always
even
is so fast though.
it that's my one thing. I wish that playing Jamma, I wish we got another hour. 8 to 11, or I guess 7 to 11, it would be perfect. Because ending at 10, it just doesn't feel over yet. But 11, I think I would be okay. I think I will feel okay if it ends at 11, but it just feels so incomplete. That's why we all usually stay down there, either in the room or right outside the room for like hours afterwards, because
Yeah,
that's
we
the
have a little after
end.
party. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the end of all the things. So you want to keep it going. And I think it was this year after after the karaoke. Was it after the karaoke party or after playing Jamma that the girls just took over the bar area and had a whole after party? Was that which do you remember which one that
Oh,
was?
I feel like it had to been after karaoke night because I feel like we were still there. I don't know. I
I don't
can't about
remember.
remember.
I
Yeah.
don't remember which one
Yeah.
it was either, but I know the girls had the time. We was exhausted. So we
Yeah,
were
we
not
love.
present.
Yeah.
But we heard
But
about
I
it
love that the
afterwards.
bar was really into it and everything.
I
So that's great.
know. I know. I love that too. So yeah, I don't know. Some type of after party or just have Plan Jamma go for a good extra hour. That would be perfect. That would be
Yeah.
perfect. But yeah, very much looking forward to Go Wild next year. And we're going to talk about that Go Wild
Mhm.
announcement in just a sec. First, we have to talk about the last Planner conference that we attended this year, which was SGS in Orlando. This was our first time attending SGS. It was the only conference we went to this year that we were not involved in. We literally just went as guests and just to enjoy it, and I really enjoyed it. It was
Mhm.
a lot of fun. Like the speakers were amazing. Orlando is just a really, really cool city for a conference because we got to go to like Universal and
Mhm.
visit Harry Potter World and do all those things. I know some people got in very early in the week, so they were able
Yeah,
to do
made a whole trip
Disney,
out of
Universal,
yeah.
all of that. And some people stayed later and did that too.
Mhm.
Um, so I love the location. And yeah, it was just a really great conference. I love that we were able to shop so many different shops, so many shops that I had kind of been eyeing for a while and was able to finally shop with them and pull that trigger and just loved it. It was great.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree. It was such a good time. And it allowed me to realize that I am a 2-day conference preferer because I just
Hmm.
man, Saturday was a long day. Was that
Yeah,
Saturday?
it was
Yeah,
Saturday.
Saturday.
Hmm.
That was a long
Hmm.
day. But I did enjoy the speakers and everything, but it was just
Hmm.
it's hard. I'm old.
Yeah, because
I'm
I
saying.
think the first session started at 9 a.m. So it was like
Mhm.
from like 9 to like I want to say maybe 3 o'clock there were sessions, and then there was a big break from like 3 to 8, I believe, and then there was the
Mhm.
night sessions that went from like 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock. So there was a really great break thrown
Yeah.
in, and I think that's why the night sessions are so late because of that break. But yeah, I would love it if they were able to do something similar to what CPC does, which is have those sessions go into like Sunday morning. So you can still leave on Sunday. You just have to leave like in the afternoon if you want to catch those sessions or
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, it did feel like a very, very long day on Saturday. We were still tired from Universal, which was the whole day before.
That's true too.
So
Yeah.
by the time Saturday night hit, we was exhausted. And it was speakers that we really loved that we really did not want to miss, but we were super tired.
Yeah, it's hard to focus too because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the speakers were very interactive. during Saturday evening.
Yeah.
So with it being such a long day, it's hard to
Mm-hmm.
really focus. But yeah, I mean, loved it. Loved that they had lunch. And
Yes.
I mean a
A hot
legit lunch
lunch,
too.
a good
Yeah.
lunch. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really good.
Loved it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so yeah, this year was amazing when it came to the planner conferences. So we went to 3.
Mm-hmm.
Probably won't ever do 3 again in 1 year, but
Mm-mm. It's a lot.
2003, 3 planner conferences, everything connects. So I love that.
Because we're not doing 4 for 2024, that's for sure.
Immediately, no,
Maybe
absolutely
after
not.
that. Maybe.
Yeah, probably 1 or 2. Definitely 1, possibly
Definitely one.
2. We'll just have
Yeah.
to see. 'Cause here's the thing about going to multiple, especially like if you have a family or you do any of your own traveling outside of planner conferences, there's
Mhm.
just so many different flights and so many different hotels. And then it's like, so, using PTO and doing other, it's all that goes into that, not, and then the financial obligation of going to so many different conferences
Yeah.
too.
It adds up.
It does
Definitely
add
adds
up.
up.
So don't feel like you need to go to every single conference all year. You definitely do not. Especially if you're newer in the planning community or just getting started or want to kind of get your feet wet with conferences, choose one to go to. Just choose
Mhm.
one to go to, get your feet wet. If there's one closer to you that's driving distance, I think that would be a great one to start with. But if not, check the socials and just see which one you're the most excited about and commit to going to that one and then see how you feel. And if you have the bandwidth to do more, but I suggest going to one before you sign up for going to
Mhm.
multiple because it's a lot. It's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's well said. Because yeah, we had other trips, like, just personal trips on
Mm-hmm.
top of 3 conferences that we had to fly to all 3 of them.
And
It's a
if
lot.
you and if
Yeah.
you like me and you really don't like flying, this year was tough for me. This year was very. This is more than I've ever flown in my entire life. I think it was. Let me see. Atlanta, and then DC, and then went to Orlando with my family, and
Mhm.
then Houston with our girls.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
Uh-huh.
we went
And then
everywhere.
yes. And then back to Orlando again. Yeah, I flew 5 times this year. That was like 4
That's
times
not
too
happening.
many for
Yeah,
me. It was like
that's
4.
not
I do
happening.
not like flying. I really don't like
Mhm.
flying by myself. So
Yeah,
I was
majority of
like,
that is solo dolo.
yeah, I was like, oh, please don't let me die on one of these flights. I was so terrified. I was like, why am I
We
doing
made
all
it.
this?
We
We
made
made
it.
it.
Yeah. I
I
think
was so scared.
yeah, next year probably only is gonna be 1 conference for me because I have
Yeah.
a personal trip, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, 2023 was a year of travel, that is not gonna be
Mm-hmm.
2024 for me, I'm
No, I
sorry, I
don't think
can't
so
do it.
either. Cause it's
Yeah.
it's hard on your wallet, and then it's
Mhm.
just hard on your PTO. It's hard on your energy. It's hard on your time. I'm just not a big. I like traveling. I'm just not a big flyer at all. So yeah, this year we got a family trip, for sure, and then at least one
Mhm.
conference. So I'm thinking probably just 2. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
Or
who
maybe
knows?
something
Yeah.
else, but probably just 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, and before we take a quick break, let's talk about the Go Out 2024 announcement. So, Go Out is going to be in Dallas, Texas next year. Obviously, we are going to be there.
Mhm.
I love Dallas. It was my home for about 10 years. The food is amazing. The hotel is brand new. It looks so good.
Mhm.
I'm super, super, super excited about it. I just think that it's going to be such a fun trip. And for any of the theme park girlies, is not too far from a Six Flags. I won't be there because I'm also not a theme park girly, and I've been to Six Flags a couple times in my life. I'm straight. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. We're still kind of figuring out like what day we're gonna get there and how long we're gonna get there. One thing about Dallas is not really touristy the way DC is, so it's not a bunch of tourist attractions.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion, it's not nearly the level of tourist attractions that DC
I
is. Like
mean, I
not
feel
even
like
close.
people are like, their tourist thing is Buc-ee's.
Bucky's Whataburger,
Yeah, that's not, yeah.
yeah,
I do
yeah.
wanna go to that coffee place that be talking to you in your window, though. Somebody else gotta drive.
Dutch Bros.
Yeah. So put me in the back because I can't do it. but I do want to try it.
Watch that be the one time the person in the window either is not talkative or you just get your drinks right away. Watch it be the one time and you don't get the full experience of Dutch Bros.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But I've been to Dallas several times, so I'm not like I need to see this, see that. I just never had Dutch Bros, and
Yeah.
it's kind of a cult classic at this point. I feel like I need to try it.
Low key it is. But yeah, I'm really excited just to be back with our people again. And I mean, we already got, half of the Dallas outfit decked out because of Beyonce. We got the cowboy boots, we got the hat, like we ready to go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we've
it's gonna be
decided to
good.
make this full blown Texas.
Renaissance
Yeah.
part 2, basically.
Yeah, we've already decided it, but
Yeah.
I'm so excited for it. So excited to get back together, and
Mhm.
half our crew is already in Texas, so
Mhm.
one of them can take me to Dutch
Yeah.
Bros, please.
We'll make sure you get to Dutch Bros. We'll make sure you get some Whataburger. It's a whole move. It's gonna
Yeah.
happen. We're good.
Yeah. I'm
We're so
excited.
good.
I'm
I'm
honestly just
excited.
excited to not have to do like the sightseeing part of it
Yeah.
and just focus on the conference for real.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. I'm really pumped about this hotel because, like I said, it looks very nice. The regular rate is like insane. It's probably a hotel I would never be able to afford to stay with if not for this room block and go wild. So I'm very pumped about getting to,
Yeah, they did good with
just
that.
live in luxury, for a couple of days. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
But yeah, so much to look forward to next year. I'm really, really excited about Go Wild next year. So it's gonna be great. Yep.
Yes, it is gonna be
Mhm.
great. And we understand, some people have some thoughts and feelings about the
Mhm.
location this year. That was a big thing that
Yeah.
happened within the community. Um, we did a whole episode on this, so you can check it out. Maybe I'll
We
drop it
did.
in the description if you want
Mhm.
to kind of hear our thoughts and our opinions and our perspective on it.
Mhm.
But your feelings are valid, and
Mhm.
people who are excited about it, their feelings are valid too. So just keep
Yeah.
that in mind.
That's very true. Very, very true. And if you want to go, tickets are still available. They're doing some things with the room blocks. I know the host hotel is basically booked as far as
Mhm.
room block goes, but there is another hotel that's literally connected to this hotel via a
Yeah.
sky bridge. They've opened up a room block in. I think they're working on getting even more rooms for that. And then there are a lot of hotels in the room, so like in the area. So if you
Mhm.
can't stay at the host hotel for some reason, don't be too pressed about it. I promise it's not
Yeah.
that big of a deal. Like you'll still be in it. Like it where you stay is a very, very small part of the conference because you're barely even in your room, to be totally honest.
Yeah. And I feel like if you just want the key, I know a lot of people want that. That's why they
Mhm.
want to be in the room block. I feel like they can give you one of
I
those
think they
that's just not
can.
active to anyone.
I
So
think
you still
so.
at least have that, token.
Memento of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So yeah.
But yeah, y'all, we hope to see y'all there. And on that note, we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back. All right, guys. So to wrap up this episode, we want to talk about just some podcast things. First
Mhm.
things first, our Spotify wrap. I'm always so excited for our Spotify wrap for the podcast to come out and just to see what our stats were, see where we did well in some certain areas, see if there's anything that we need to work on. So let's go through some of those stats.
Yeah. So Spotify rap is only from the streams that we get from Spotify, which
Mhm.
I wish we had a way to see Apple because like it's overwhelming more people on Apple than Spotify.
Spotify
But
is like what, like 20%, 20 to 30% of our audience, something
yeah,
very small like that. Yeah.
yeah,
But it's still
yeah.
helpful.
It's
It's still
still
helpful.
helpful.
It's like
Yeah,
the sample size of our audience is on
absolutely.
Spotify. So it's
Yeah.
still helpful.
Yeah. So our top fans, so like the top 10, so these are your top 10 podcasts on Spotify. About 500 of y'all, we're in your top 10. 354 is in our top 5, and then we have 135 different people who we are their top podcast. Like we are number 1, which is
That's
crazy to
pretty
think
good
about. Yeah.
numbers considering how small our
How small,
audience
yeah.
is on Spotify. That even with that, that's still like we're in like 500 people's top 10. That's amazing.
Yeah, that is insane. That's
Wow.
just insane to think about. But
Period.
yeah, I know they mentioned like one of our top episodes this year is the episode that we did with Ashley, which is
Yeah.
iconic because we have been wanting to have Ashley on the show like forever, and we finally got it
Mm-hmm.
done this year. And for it to be our top show of the year is
Shout out to
naturally right.
Ashley from
Yeah.
Cloth and Paper. She is so fun to talk to. We love having her on. We love working with them. And I hope to have her
Yes.
on again in the future. Yeah. So
Yeah,
glad
I
y'all liked
really
it too.
do. Yeah, it was a really good show, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad we got it done
Me
because
too.
yeah, we've been wanting to do that. But yeah, top country, obviously, United States.
America. Not surprising.
Not surprising. Strong follow with England. I feel like strong follow was Canada last year.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Brittany, I'm sorry.
Brittany,
They
where y'all
bumped. Yeah.
at? Where my Canadian friends at? Y'all letting the UK friends take over.
I
What's
know.
up?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's that's so funny.
Okay,
But
I wonder
yeah,
like if like the UK people who listen to this, what do they think about like how like our accents? I want some feedback. Do y'all think it's
it's funny
ridiculous?
because I feel like UK like has like they have different accents, but like since
Mm-hmm.
US is just so massively big compared to like the UK,
Mm-hmm.
we have so many different accents. Like there's
I
even
know.
so many different accents in the South
I know.
alone, you
I know.
know.
I didn't know that Ohio had an accent until I started talking to you all the time.
I know I have an
I feel
accent.
like a little bit. Like it's not like anything strong like a southern
Yeah.
accent, but you definitely have an accent.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely
Yeah.
not like a New Yorker or a
It's
Boston
close
type
though.
thing.
It's close. It's you could tell
To a
you up
New
further
Yorker?
north. Not like close to New York, but I feel
Okay.
like it's like I can hear like hints of like that New York accent, like a tinge or whatever. So you can
It's
just
so
tell that you're
crazy.
like up further north. So I think the further north you get, the closer that you get to the accent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm just like curious, like, what do I sound like to y'all? Do I sound like super southern to y'all? Like, let us know, UK friends. I want to know what y'all think.
Yes. I don't feel like you sound super southern, but it's definitely there. But you're from the
Period.
South, so
I
I
want
mean,
to hear from the UK people. That's
let
you,
us know.
okay? Let us
Let
know,
us
y'all.
know. But yeah, so yeah, shout
That's
out to them.
cool.
I do want to because we had a lot of new people and it didn't say it on the last screen, so
Mm-hmm.
and it's not replaying. But shout out to the new people who have hopped on, or if you
Yes.
just transition over to Spotify. Shout out to y'all because we did have a decent amount of people who started listening to us in 2023
Mm-hmm.
and continued on throughout the year. So shout out to y'all. Hopefully y'all
Yeah.
stick around.
Yeah, I saw that like a decent amount of our new people came because of the Ashley Reynolds episode, and also that
Mhm.
was like our most shared episode via Spotify also. So y'all was eating
Yes.
it up. Shout out to the Cloth and Paper crew. We love y'all. Please keep
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah. The Coffin Paper crew will definitely pull up. But
Yes.
yeah, that episode did really well, and also the episodes like right after a conference or right before, like
Yeah.
whichever it was,
It's
those
always a
episodes
big
do
bump.
do really well. So
That's
shout out to
true.
y'all if y'all seen us on at a conference and decided to check out the shows.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that. Um, Also one of our top episodes was the planner draft.
Mm.
I don't know
Interesting.
what we were
I
doing.
don't
Drafting
remember
different planner
nothing that we
items, I
talked
think.
about. Oh, you might be right. It's
Yeah.
like if you could only have like one planner item ever or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I don't can't it doesn't tell me when it dropped, but it
Mm-hmm.
said that episode was streamed over like 500% than the normal episode. So y'all was really feeling that.
That one dropped on January the 19th. So at the top of last
Was that
year.
right before um Planner Memory Social? So
Yes.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out to
Yep.
y'all though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 46% of our listeners discovered us this year. So that's almost
That's
half, at
amazing.
least on Spotify, of y'all are newer listeners. So I
Mm-hmm.
hope y'all been enjoying.
Yeah, I hope so too. I hope so too. Do we have any other good stats from our Spotify Wrapped?
I'm pretty sure that is it.
Thank you.
Um, yeah.
Yeah. If all y'all who listen on Spotify, we appreciate y'all so much. We appreciate the Apple people too. We just don't know what
We
y'all
have no
like
clue what
or
y'all like.
enjoy.
I'm sorry.
So if you have Spotify available to you, consider switching. So that we
I
can have
key,
more
I think,
sense.
yeah, I think in 2024, like, I think we talked about this. Like, we
Yeah,
listen to our podcast on Apple, but we
we
listen to
do.
music on Spotify. I think I
Mm-hmm.
might transition over to listen to my podcast on Spotify just because I
I'm
want the
really gonna
stat.
try. I
Yeah.
want the stats too. I'm gonna try also. It's so hard because man, me
Yeah.
and
You
Apple
get so used to it.
Podcasts, they just let me shooting at the gym. Okay, like
Absolutely. Yeah.
I've really been down for Apple Podcasts for like a decade. So it's going to be a hard switch, but yeah,
Hmm.
I think I'm gonna try to do it and y'all switch with us. Thanks. So
Yeah. I love the
please.
rating system. Like,
I
I mean,
know.
it's a really good app. Like, if you pause a podcast,
Mm-hmm.
listen to some music, go back to it, they save your spot. Like,
Yeah. And you
it's
don't have
good.
to have a Spotify like subscription to listen
Mm-mm.
on Spotify. So
You
you just
will get more
download the
ads
app.
though.
You will get more ads, but
But
it's not a big deal.
yeah.
But yeah, that's okay. It's all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It's all right. But yeah, definitely want to give a shout out to all the guests that we had on the pod this year. We had Bess from Lights Planner Action. We had Tanya and Tara from Aaron Condren for the second time. We had Laurel Denise. We had
Mhm.
Ashley from Cloth and Paper, of course. We had Bonnie from Archer and Olive. And we also had our girl Tisa. We had some really
Mhm.
amazing guests this year. Y'all know we definitely have transitioned to having slightly less guests than what we had
Mhm.
before. And I really feel like it makes a better impact because it's quality over quantity. You know, we're
Oh,
not gonna have a
absolutely, yeah.
guest every week, maybe not even every month, but when we have a guest, it's gonna be somebody amazing, somebody who's gonna give us a really thoughtful perspective and
Mhm.
something that's different than anybody else. And I really think we did that with these guests.
Yeah, yeah. I think that was
Mhm.
kinda like the goal for this year, so
Mhm.
I think we really did hit it, and that's the thing, like, a lot of people don't really like guests on their typical podcast, so we
Yeah.
wanna make sure, like, when we have the guest that it's gonna be
Mhm.
impactful for y'all and y'all actually get some value off of it, and I think all of the guests we had this year,
Yep.
definitely very impactful and valuable.
Absolutely, absolutely. We never want to just have a guest just to say we had a guest. It has to
Yeah.
have some impact. So love
Mhm.
that. So much fun. Shout out to y'all. It's like a
Yes.
big like girl power crew of guests. It's like
I
no men
know, we need
whatsoever.
yeah, mm-mm, no boys allowed this year, I
Nobody's
guess.
allowed this year. We'll see if it changes. We'll see if it
Yeah.
changes
We
next
had the
year.
guys on the, um, behind the paywall on
Yeah,
Patreon,
on
so,
shots.
yeah,
Yep. Yep. That's
yeah.
true. That's true. But yeah. So what was your favorite episode of the year? Do you have one or a couple of favorite episodes of the year?
Um, that's really tough. I did really enjoy having Tisa on
Mm-hmm.
and Ashley as well. I think, um my favorite episodes that I really love to do is when we transition into the fall season. It may be
Mm-hmm.
pumpkin spice. I feel like we name it pumpkin spice something every
We do.
year.
We
But those
do.
are my fave because I think, like, we be in our element
Mm-hmm.
on those episodes like that, getting gearing up for the holidays this year, having the kids going to school. So I think
Yeah,
that episode, whatever pumpkin spice was this year, is one of my tops.
I agree. I agree. I love that episode too. I think my favorite episode of this year, or one of my favorite episodes of this year, is what the fuck? Why did I just forget it? Why am I like
It's
this?
hard.
Okay, that's what it is. I can't remember the title. It's Girls Gone Wild. It was our Go Wild recap. First of all, I love that title so much, and shout out to Laura for giving us the cup at Go Wild that said that. It's my
Yeah.
favorite freaking cup. One of my favorite cups. And I always love that episode where we are recapping Go Wild because I feel like we're on such a high after Go Wild, and it
Mhm.
kind of keeps it going for a little while longer, and we're just able to talk about it. And I hope that we're able to make people who weren't there feel like they were there, kind of give
Yeah.
them the behind the scenes scoop of what we experienced. And yeah, it's just such a fun episode to me. So yeah, I really loved the recap episode from Go Wild this year.
Yeah, and it's
It
the
just really
perfect
sticks out.
episode to, pinpoint people if they never heard of it or wanna learn
Mm-hmm.
more. We usually send people to, whichever recap
Mm-hmm.
for the year, so yeah. Yeah,
Agreed.
I definitely enjoy doing that, and I think we had the Patreon people on that one, if I'm not mistaken, this
Did
year. Maybe. I
maybe
could
I
be
can't
lying.
Yeah,
We've
I
done
don't know.
over, I think this will be 42, episode 42 for the season.
Oh
Regular
gosh,
episodes.
that's a
So
lot. Yeah. So not even including the 12 bonuses, the 6 episodes of
mhm,
shots, like all that. We
yeah.
be
So
working,
don't,
y'all.
yeah, yeah. You cannot tell us we not the hardest working. Who else got 42 episodes?
Ooh,
I
all right.
mean, not even just in the planner community,
It's
just
so
on
real.
podcasts in
It's a
general.
lot.
Like,
It's a lot.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. Let
So
me see.
yeah.
Okay, 42 regular episodes, 12 episode bonus episodes. That's 54 plus 6 episodes of shots. That's 60 recordings, not including like the Facebook lives we do. That's
Hmm.
another. Yeah, we be doing a lot. Okay, so
That's
join us on
more than
Patreon.
how many weeks is in a year.
I know it's a lot.
That's a lot.
It feels like a lot sometimes too, but it's a lot.
Yeah. But when you having fun, it just
It's true.
works out. But yeah,
Very true.
yeah,
Very
definitely. You
true.
want them extra episodes,
Mm-hmm.
join the Patreon where you
Join
can
the
have
Patreon.
everything in one place, even
Very
on
true.
Spotify now.
Yep.
Because we have a feed on Spotify for our Patreon people, which
I love
they
it.
love.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Let's talk about our planner lineups for 2024. Y'all, I swear we've been talking about our planner lineups since like August. Because it's been just a
Yes.
process. It's changed so much. We buying stuff, deciding not to use stuff, getting stuff at the last minute. I finally feel pretty settled and confident with my lineup. What is your
Hmm.
lineup looking like, Myra?
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Notion, of course. I
Mm-hmm.
usually only use Notion consistently for content planning, but I have been
Mm-hmm.
dabbling in with a little bit of budgeting in my day to day. So she's really coming for full force in
Mm-hmm.
2024. But I also have the Hobonichi Cousins and oh God, what's the name of the weeks? That's not the weeks.
The
Sterling
mentor?
Ink.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. I've decided to go with the Sterling Ink weeks, the one that looks
Uh-huh.
like very similar to Hobonichi
Yes.
weeks. I just really like the goal setting page and stuff that they have up front that the
Mm-hmm.
Hobonichi doesn't have. So that's how that one. And then as a flex is the complete vertical, I believe it's called, from Oris Stales, the A5
Mm-hmm.
sides. Really enjoyed that in 2023. I have it dated now. I don't know. I just really have been loving this Hobonichi.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if she will come with me, but I need to sit down with her and kind of
Yep.
set her up. I haven't done that yet. So we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think this is probably the first time that our lineups are like really similar, basically the same. Like I'm all in on this Hobonichi cousin, super excited about it. And then
Hmm.
the Sterling Ink weeks, very excited about that. What really sold me on it over the Hobonichi weeks is this white paper and the fact that I
Oh
can white
yeah.
out in it without
Mhm.
it looking dumb.
Look, it do look
Okay,
crazy on that
it
week's
looks so crazy. It looks so crazy. And like one of the things that I was hesitant about is that like the Hobonichi Weeks kits that you buy, like the weekly kits, they won't fit in this perfectly. But honestly, I
Mhm.
don't think I'm gonna be using a bunch of kits in this anyway. I feel like this is gonna be way more of a practical planner. And I think my cousin is gonna be like my decorative fun, like memory keeping planner. So, and I think like I said, this is just more to just keep me on track with what I'm doing. I'm also experimenting with making like a media journal rather than like a reading journal because I'm into reading, but I'm not a huge reader. I'm never gonna read 50 books in a year.
Mhm.
Hell, probably not even 20. So I don't need a whole journal for just reading. So I'm making it a media journal where I write down and keep track of like TV shows, movies, podcasts, just any media that I'm loving. I want to have like playlists in there. I really wanted to just be like an all-encompassing things of like all the things that I love this year. So that's it for me. And I'm just using a little cute arch and olive for that. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm really
Yeah.
excited.
I'm really
Yep.
excited too for
Simplifying
that.
this lineup has felt very calm and very zen. I feel like this is like the least amount of planners that I've gone into a year being fully committed to, like
For
fully
sure.
committed to in a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Also, I feel like for me, I've pulled back a lot from making planner specific
Yeah.
content. So
Mm-hmm.
that does have an effect on how many planners I have as well. Not that
Mm-hmm.
it was just like plans for content, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I still got to make the content, so I've
Yeah.
naturally will have more planners, but yeah, it's nice going in a little bit more simplified. And I forgot about the media journal
Mm-hmm.
idea that you had mentioned, and I don't know if I want to do it in a physical journal or if I
Mm-hmm.
want to make something like a Notion page for it. I haven't decided, but yeah, I want to do
Period.
that too. Because yeah, I feel you. Like girl, it probably only be the Harry Potter books next year. I ain't even gonna hold y'all.
And that's all right.
That's okay.
And that is all
But I
right.
can't have a whole
Okay.
book. And plus I
Yeah.
have a book thing on my Notion too, but I can't have a whole book journal. It has to be
No.
more than that. Yeah.
Absolutely. And as long as you name this Notion template after me, I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? It'd
The
be like
Meg.
the Meg Media Journal. I'm okay with it. So that's all. I'm just playing. You don't have to do that. Just think of me. Just think of me as you make it.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to decide. I might lean into that because I think
Mhm.
that'll be
I
cool. Because
think
a
it would
lot,
be really
yeah,
cool.
I did
Hmm.
make one, a reading one for purchase. If y'all want to check that out,
Yeah.
there's a
Link.
Notion template, um, link somewhere. I don't
The
know.
link will be in the show notes. Just put
Sure,
the link in the show
yeah,
notes.
but and people have been loving that. But I think a media one will touch on the folks that like us that was
Yeah.
like, I don't read that many books, you know.
Who but loves all the things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We love all the things, and yeah, I'm excited. I think you know what?
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like we kind of started recording this podcast like in a very like realistic, like straightforward, like this is how we're feeling type of thing. And I feel like we're ending it on a high note. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, yeah.
We're definitely ending on the high note. And so I'm really looking forward to a lot of stuff next year. Like, especially with the podcast and the
Mhm.
media, we're getting another season of Love is Blind in like
Unfortunately. Hopefully
February, I think.
hopefully I have more than 2 couples.
It's
But
only just
isn't
a
that when
couple.
February was when, season 4 happened, right?
Uh, did it start?
Around
I know
there?
it
It was pretty
ended in
early.
like April, so it
Yeah.
might have started in around February sometime. You're right. Maybe like the end
Okay.
of February, something like that. But yeah, so and y'all look. If you're the producers of Love Is Blind, we only need one season a year. That show is stressful.
Also, let the people that get on this show, like, have a little bit more time of the spotlight.
I
Like, when you split
know.
it up, you, like
Yeah,
they kinda get forgotten or
they
whatever, but
do.
yeah.
They
I mean,
do.
that's the whole
Yeah.
point of putting this on TV.
Yeah.
Like,
This
let
I
them
feel
get their little
like
15 seconds.
season 5 was unique because I feel like normally it would really overshadow the previous season that was just a couple months before. But since season
Yeah,
5 was so
so,
trash and we don't even
mhm.
like the couples that ended up together, we still rooting for Brett and Tiffany and Bliss and Zach. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? We're team
Yeah.
them. Who are those other people again? We don't even
Yeah,
know.
we
So
remember their name and they came first. That's crazy.
that's
Yeah,
crazy. But that's
season
not
5
the
felt a little
norm.
bad. Yeah, it's
That
not
is
the norm at
not the
all.
rule. That is the exception for sure.
Mhm.
So excited about that.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's gonna be a lot of good reality stuff that we're gonna be watching and talking about, doing lives and stuff about. I also love our episodes where we recap those. I would ask you to watch the Squid Game challenge, but I'm kind of over it. I feel like everybody has moved on from that. That was kind of here and there, very quick. So maybe the next season we can cover it because it was a really good show. It just really kind of ended just very
Did they
just
release a
boring.
certain amount of episodes?
They did
Okay.
4 episodes and then another 4 episodes, I believe, 3 or 4, and then just one, the finale. But yeah, it just kind of ended with a whimper. And like the last game, I think the last 2 people, spoiler alert, it was decided with them basically playing what is it called
Rock,
again?
paper,
Rock,
scissors?
paper, scissors. It was
Girl,
kinda,
no, I'm not watching that.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
we gonna have to revisit next
I
season.
don't know. Okay, so no, they did rock paper scissors, and whoever won each round would get to pick a random key out of a box and put the key into the lock. And if the key worked, then you finally won. So it wasn't solely rock paper scissors, but rock paper scissors had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, but then that makes it completely based off of chance. Like, there's no strategy in that at all.
The whole thing is off chance, though. That's the thing about the Squid Game
I
challenge.
mean, I
A
guess
lot of
the
it
Squid
is
Games is
off.
off
Yeah,
chance.
that's the
It's
thing.
a
So
little bit of
that's
strategy, though.
yeah.
A
And
little
some things
bit,
have
but yeah.
strategy. Some things is literally just the luck of the draw, which is why I really did enjoy it. But yeah, the last episode was just very anticlimactic to me.
I mean, for it to be
So
rock, paper, scissors, that's wild. They
that
couldn't
was
come up with
funny.
nothing
I guess
else.
they. I The rest of the games they had were very good. Maybe they was tired because I know by the end I was tired. So maybe they was just tired. I don't know.
Oh man, yeah, I'll check it out next season.
Yeah, and then we'll have a new fresh season of Big Brother, which at this point I really am like throw Big Brother away and just do reindeer games every
Ain't it
December.
cute? It's so
It's so
adorable.
cute. It's so
Yeah.
fun. It's so low stakes,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just fun. And Big Brother is not fun sometimes. At least
It's
this
not. It's
season was
stressful.
not fun.
Yeah. It started
Mm-mm.
out pretty cool though. It
It did.
did.
And that's
But
how it goes. It's just so
mhm.
up and down. So hopefully we'll get a really fun season of Big Brother next summer that will not be 100 days.
Yeah,
God.
let's do 75, please.
75 tops.
Yeah. 100
75
days is
tops.
long.
And in the summertime, I hope they're able to actually start it in June, July, like they used to.
Mhm.
Because going into the fall, it was just, it just took something away from it for me. It's just such a summer show, you
Yeah.
know? So,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited about 2024. I think there are going to be a lot of good things to come, both personally and professionally. And
Mhm.
I'm excited for a fresh year. And also, I really like even numbered years. I don't know why. I just really like even numbered years. They always seem to just go well for me, except for 2020. But we did start this podcast in 2020 and we didn't die of COVID. So a win is a win.
Oh, wait is a win. Yeah, I'm excited for what 2024 is going to bring. It's definitely going to be a lot of changes on my end for sure that I'm really excited for. But
Me too. Me
yeah.
too.
Yeah, and we'll
But
see.
yeah, we will see.
I can't wait to like revisit this episode at the end of 2024 and just see what happened.
I know. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. But yeah, y'all, we love you guys. We appreciate y'all so much. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for all the love, all the feedback, and for just rocking with us for all this time. And we hope that y'all will still be around with us for 2024. The next episode will come out January 11th. And we hope y'all have a happy and safe holiday season, whether you celebrate Christmas or Kwanzaa or Hanukkah or nothing. Hope y'all have a good couple of weeks. Hope y'all get some rest. I know I am.
Yeah, for sure. Get some rest, be safe. If you're out there shopping, I know it is crazy right now. So yeah, be safe, spend time with your people, check in on each other, and yeah, we'll see y'all January 11th.
Bye, y'all. See y'all next year.
Hey Grapevine! Thanks for listening to this week's episode. Planners and Wine is hosted by Megan P. and Myra P. and is edited by Jonathan F. We'd like to thank our Planners and Wine patrons for their continued support and engagement. With special thanks to Daniel M. and Lisa F., moderators of our Patreon exclusive Facebook group. For more amazing content, please visit plannersandwine.com or find us on Patreon at patreon.com/plannersandwine. You can also find us on all social media platforms at Planners and Wine.